Hey guys, Beckham. Leah's cutting my hair.
Hey guys, back again. Today, cutting Beckham's hair. It's pretty long on the top sides. We cut it maybe a month and a half ago, so he's due for a cut. I'm gonna run through it really quick today. You're gonna need clippers with an adjustable lever on the side. I'm not gonna really explain them in this video. If you need to, watch my other videos. I go through in the beginning of my clips. Clipper, guards. I got a half guard, a 1, 1.5, 2, and a 3. And then combs, 2 combs. I got a clipper comb, scissor comb, scissors, and a trimmer. If you don't have the trimmer, that's okay, clippers works. I'm not gonna explain as much today, I'm just gonna do a montage.
Hey.
But I'll lightly, in the voiceover, I'll kind of cover a little bit of what I'm doing. But yeah.
Let's go. The blues. I did cut my hair and I went home and go to sleep. So
Hey guys, no mannequin today, it's gonna be me and this knucklehead. So start by wetting the hair off, combing it out in the direction that it grows in. So just kind of play around with it, see where the hair wants to move, and that's an example of a cowlick. That's where you usually want to keep it a little bit longer. Some people have 2 of them. Sometimes it's not right in the middle, it's off to the side, but just take notice of that. And then yeah, make that middle guideline down the middle. I'm not cutting too much off his head. He cut it pretty short before our holidays, so just kind of cleaning it up today, putting a little bit of texture in, and the sides I'm going to take it real short. So center guideline's cut. Now I'm going to do my center section, and then I got 2 more sections, 1 on each side of the head. Then you can see right there I'm leaving a little bit of length in that cowlick area. Not sure what he's doing. So I got a number 3 guard on, and yeah, you can see with kids they always like to lean, so actually grown adults do it too. Number 3 guard going pretty high up, just to kind of where the head starts to round a little bit, and then you go past occipital on his head too. But his cowlick is kind of in a weird area with his occipital bone in the back there, so I actually leave a little bit of length, kind of in that lower back section, just so that his hair doesn't pop up and stand like sprouts. So now I got no guard on, I got it open all the way, and I'm just making my first short guideline. Medium height, not too high. And then I'm going to close it all the way and make about an inch below that first guideline. And this will be the shortest. And what I'll do now is I'll open it halfway, or whatever I need to, and just try to blend that little line out. And so he's only 4, well 3.5, 4. So he doesn't have too much hair on the sides of his head yet. So it's fairly easy to blend out, but if you're someone who has a lot of hair, then this might take you a little bit longer. But then I want to go a little bit shorter, so I'm using my trimmers. I'm just cleaning up all that hair that I left there underneath that closed no guard, making sure I don't go any higher than my last guideline. So that's my number 1. I'm going to open it all the way, make another section, roughly about an inch up from where you last finished. And you can see when I do it, like it looks like I'm like pulling the clipper really high, but towards the end there, it's not even touching his head, so I'm just barely skimming it. And what that's doing is just leaving not really much of a line from that section. So it's easier to blend it in my next step. And yeah, closed up a little bit, work that line out between the no guard and the 1, and we'll just keep working our way down. So now I have it closed. So I got the half guard there. If you don't have one, then open your clipper up all the way and just try to take out whatever is remaining in that little section there. But if you do have the half guard, it comes in very handy. It'll help you blend out that little bit of a line. And yeah, if you don't, then just use the corner of your clipper, open it up all the way, and just lightly try to get that line out. So yeah, I'm doing it with no guard now. I'm just going to use the corner. There's a little bit of hair in the back there that I noticed. So now I have my 1.5, and once again, if you don't have this guard, you can always just use the 1, open up all the way, but just change how much pressure you're applying to his head. In this scenario, I have a 1.5, so we'll use that. And so you'll start to notice that I work kind of back and forth. So I'll put a longer section, then I'll work my way down, then put another long section, work it down. And for me, that's the easiest way to do it. Everybody has their own style, but so I'm back again with the 1, all the way open, and then just whatever I couldn't get off with my 1.5, I'll clean it up with this 1 all the way open, using the corner, using really light pressure. And then just always being careful that you don't go any higher than your last section. Just keep inspecting, keep looking. Some people will skip this part till the very end of the haircut, kind of detail work, but for me, I just work as I go. And it's fine to go back to a section and you know, if you notice something 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later, you notice something, that's totally fine. Some people think that, you know, you can't go back to it. There's nothing saying that you can't go back and clean up a section. So a little bit of clipper comb. I filmed this with a couple angles. It was kind of tough because it's just me and the camera and him. So yeah, ideally, you'll notice I cut the same spot a couple times. I don't just try to comb it once and cut it. That's usually how you get the mistakes. I find if you can go over that same section a few times and just take off a little bit of hair each time, you end up with a softer result, and you're not gonna, you know, put a huge dent into his head if he leans towards you or you accidentally put too much pressure on it. So just take your time. For me, this part takes the longest. I think this whole haircut maybe took half an hour, but he started getting pretty tired, so you'll see him fall asleep pretty soon here. But yeah, if you can't get it with the clippers, then go back with the scissors. It's a little bit better for fine tuning. And then you can use both sides of your comb if you have that. You can use the wide tooth side, or you can use the fine tooth. So right here, I switched to my fine side, I believe. Yep. And now that the hair on the top is dry, I'm just going to clean up that front bang section. He usually brushes it to the side anyways, but I noticed there's a little bit of weight in the front there. And I point cut the whole top on his just because I don't really want to take off too much length. I just want to take off a bit of hair, but create some texture. And so not much of a hairline on Beckham, but lightly try to establish something there in the front by his temple there. See, I go back, like I noticed a little bit of hair there, so I go back, clean up, and that's totally cool. That's just like a light styling powder. It almost feels like chalk. It's actually kind of cool if you want just a light hold with a little bit of texture. Adds a little bit of grit to your hair. Kind of feels like if your hair is sweaty. He never usually picks his nose. I don't know what was going on that day. There you have it. Nothing too crazy, just a simple 0 on the sides, a little bit of texture on the top. And then we kept some length on the cowlick section there. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe.